Today we're tackling the region that I've spent the second most time in, the South. If you don't know, I have another home in Florida, which I guess makes me part Florida man. Anyways, the South is another interesting region because you've got a lot of tropical states like Florida, but you've also got more down country states like Alabama or Mississippi. There's a lot of variation in the cocktails that we're going to tackle today, and I'm really excited to show them all to you. Alright, let's get mixing. For Alabama, we're doing a cocktail called the Yellowhammer. I don't know what gave this cocktail its name other than the color. So, let's get right into it. Start off with 2 ounces of vodka. And we go 2 ounces of white rum. And the interesting ingredient, we have 1 ounce of Disaronno, which is an amaretto, which is an almond liqueur. And then you top with half orange juice and half pineapple. And there you go. The Alabama, the Yellowhammer. We're using 3 of the same ingredients for Arkansas. For Arkansas, we have a cocktail named after Arkansas University, or the University of Arkansas, whichever one it is, called the Arkansas Razorback. This name came from the university's mascot being the Razorback, which I guess is just some sort of a hog, because their logo is a wild boar. So, since it's an equal parts cocktail, we're going to be doing half an ounce of our vodka, half an ounce of our rum, half an ounce of our amaretto, and half an ounce of our Kahlua. Give that a good stir. And then we're going to strain that and pour it over the rocks. I use a big rock, but you can also use a bunch of small rocks. There you go. The Arkansas Razorback. For Delaware, we're doing another cocktail that I covered in my Smash Bros. Characters series. This being Inkling's cocktail, the Orange Crush. This is a simple build it straight in the glass cocktail, and it was one of my favorites from that episode, so I hope you like it. Start off with 2 ounces of vodka. And we pair that with 1 ounce of Cointreau. Top with OJ. And a splash of lemonade. Give that a stir. And there you go. Delaware, the Orange Crush. You betcha that we're doing DC. we're covering Washington, D.C. And for Washington, D.C., we have the Gin Rickey. I actually didn't know that Washington, D.C. had a cocktail, but it does, to my surprise. So in here, I have a lime cut into 8 wedges. And what we're going to do is we're going to top that with about 1/4 to 1/2 ounce of simple syrup, and then we're just going to muddle that. Muddle it so that all the juices come out. And then when you're done with that, I like to lift the limes off the bottom a little bit, so they're not crushed on there. Then you add your ice. Once you have your ice in there, you're going to add 2 ounces of gin. And then top it with soda water. And there you go. Washington, D.C., the Gin Rickey. For Florida, my second home state and where I am right now, we've got a rum runner. This one is a doozy. Start off with just a splash of pineapple and a splash of orange juice. I love blackberry brandy. We're going to add 3/4 ounce of blackberry brandy. Three-quarters an ounce creme de banana. And that is just so banana-y. Three-quarters an ounce of rum. And 1/2 ounce of grenadine. Normally for cocktails I'd say use pomegranate juice instead of grenadine because it gives a better color and texture, but here definitely use grenadine. Shake that up. Fun fact about this cocktail, it actually comes from when a bartender in the Keys, I forget his name, was asked to get rid of so many liqueurs at once, so he came up with this drink. And there you go, the Florida, the Rum Runner. For Georgia, we have a cocktail called the Scarlet O'Hara. Now, unlike most cocktails on this list, this one was universally chosen as Georgia's signature cocktail. A lot of them I had to choose between a couple. This one there was no choice. Start off with 2 ounces of Southern Comfort, which, if you don't know what that is, it's whiskey as infused with peaches and spices. It's delicious. 1/2 ounce of lime juice. And finally, 2 ounces of cranberry juice. Give it that scarlet color. Give that a light stir. And there you go. The Georgia, the Scarlet O'Hara. For Kentucky, we have the mint julep. Now typically for this cocktail, you would use a mint julep chalice, but I want to show you guys actually what the cocktail looks like, rather than it just being like the top, because chalices are made out of metal. So I'm using a regular cup. But if you were to make this cocktail for your friends, I'd use a mint julep chalice. Start off with a nice sprig of mint. Save the top for garnish. A little bit of simple syrup. I'd say about half an ounce. And we muddle. What we're doing right now is essentially making a mint simple syrup. And we don't want to press it too much, otherwise the mint will get vegetative. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add 2 ounces of our Kentucky's Finest bourbon. And then we're going to add some crushed ice. Once you start to get a snow cone on top, then you're going to put your spoon in there and then swizzle it. And then we'll just top that with the rest of our crushed ice. So you got a nice snow cone on top. And garnish it with that mint sprig. And there you go. The Kentucky, the mint julep. For Louisiana, we have a Sazerac. We're going to start off with 2.5 ounces of rye. Half an ounce of simple syrup. And 4 dashes of Peychaud's bitters. Then when you talk about garnish for this drink, it actually has some pretty cool ones. Start off, we do an absinthe rinse in the glass. I like to put absinthe in one of these atomizer bottles. I think that adds a lot to it. And you pour the drink in. And then this drink is served straight up so that you don't have a rock. And when it comes to the lemon rind, there's a debate whether you add it straight in or if you just do a phantom rind. I don't want to make anybody mad, so what I do, what I learned, is to put my rind in like this into the glass. So you can choose whether you have it or not. There you go. Louisiana, Sazerac. For Maryland, we have a cocktail called the Black Eyed Susan. Start off with 1 ounce bourbon. One ounce of vodka. 1 ounce of peach schnapps. 2 ounces of lemon juice. And 2 ounces of orange juice. And then this gets an orange and cherry flag garnish. So what I did is I folded an orange slice over the cherry and then I stabbed a skewer through both of them. Just put that in there. And there you go. The Maryland, the Black Eyed Susan. For Mississippi, we have a cocktail called the Mississippi Punch. Start off with 1.5 ounces of cold water. And we do 1.5 ounces of our bourbon. Three-quarters an ounce of brandy. Another 3/4 an ounce of lemon juice. And 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. Stir that up. And there you go. The Mississippi Punch. For North Carolina, we have a mimosa. Start off with a little bit of sparkling wine. Just enough until the glass is about that full. Then give it a splash of OJ. And there you go. In North Carolina, a mimosa. For Oklahoma, we have a boozy strawberry milkshake. Now, the last time I worked with ice cream, my scoop broke. So I had to get a new one. It's not as big, so it'll take a couple more scoops. But the first thing that we need, clearly, is strawberry ice cream. One more scoop should do it. And we add 2 ounces of vodka. And because we have the vodka in there, we don't actually need milk. Blend it up. Should have used more ice cream. But there you go. The Oklahoma, the boozy strawberry milkshake. For South Carolina, we have hard sweet tea. Start off with 2 ounces of our vodka. And then top with your favorite sweet tea. I'm using Arizona. That's it. South Carolina, hard sweet tea. For Tennessee, we got Old Reliable, just Jack and Coke. Start off with 2 ounces of Jack, Old No. 7 Sour Mash, top it with Coke. And there you go, the Tennessee Jack and Coke. For Texas, we have a Paloma. Another classic cocktail. This one's my mom's favorite. Start off with 1/2 ounce of agave, 1 ounce of lime juice, 2 ounces of tequila, then top it with squirt. And there you go. The Texas, the Paloma. For Virginia, we have an Appalachian Manhattan. Now what makes this an Appalachian Manhattan, you gotta use whiskey from the Appalachians. So I'm using Angel's Envy. We're using 2 ounces of that to 1 ounce of sweet vermouth. And a couple drops of bitters. And I just killed the bottle for the bitters. I'm going to strain that right in there. And then we're going to finish this with a bourbon cherry. Just drop that right in there. And there you go. The Virginia, the Appalachian Manhattan. Finally, for West Virginia, we have a gin and tonic. This one's very simple. Start off with 2 ounces of our gin. Top it with tonic water. And then of course a squeeze of lime. There you go. West Virginia, the gin and tonic. I've lived in the South for a while now, and I'm happy to say that I call it home. This region has a lot of surprisingly welcoming people, although a lot of them are from different regions of the United States. I've yet to meet true Floridians, aka the true Florida men. Either way, I had a lot of fun researching for this video and for the rest of the videos in this USA series. So if you want these kinds of videos to continue, definitely drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will continue doing this kind of stuff for you guys. Alright? Once again, like, comment, and subscribe, and you enjoy yourselves.